Let's keep it going, chat. Let's do it. Let's do it. Fresh off a big win against Army. 5-2 now on the season. We should be higher than number 19. I mean, it was a decent little victory. We should be a little bit further up there. Let's see. Heading into week 9 of the season already. See if we can get some good news on the recruitment front as well. And we're in contention for quite a few players. It's Florida Atlantic next. And what do we have? Do we have any sort of update here? Any at all? Not really. Just that we are in a lot of battles. Which is to be expected. That is now 5 straight wins, by the way. Number 16. Still not back to our previous heights, but we're trying. Number 16 in the country for Navy. Let's take a look recruitment-wise here. So for the quarterbacks, I mean, we're still in contention for all of them. It makes sense to push for either Lance Woodard or Matt Brown, really. I mean, Woodard we have a big lead for, and Brown was the best quarterback of the bunch. So we're going to take Brandon Barron out. We're going to take Colin Williams out because I think there are better uses of the points. And to be honest, we're going to take Jamal Powell out too. I don't necessarily need a quarterback, but if we can get one, so be it. We'll continue to look at those two, I am sure. For the running backs, we are neck and neck with LSU for Robert Williams. 800 points back on Tyler Bray. It's not a position we necessarily need, so I'm going to bow out of that. We can keep fighting for John Smith, though. Fullbacks, neck and neck with LSU for Jake Mueller. For the wideouts, we lead with Adam Porter, Blake McCoy. We're a little bit back for Keith Wells. Not too bad, though. For the tight ends, Sanders, it's not looking good. We're definitely out on Matthew Pierce. Fuck. Looking okay for Powell. Looking okay for Chris Brown, despite the unfortunate name. And we're looking okay for Judge Joe Brown. We're going to still fight for those 4. Williamson, we still got a big lead. Linebackers, 500 points back for Handy. 800 back on Daniel Bell. That's just not going to happen. Leading for Dale Russ. Leading for Donald Martin. 500 back for Tony Howell. 200 back for Hicks. Almost 300. And the 2 athletes we got decent leads for. So, we are going to want to maximize the points. And then if we have any points left over, that's where we can look to add more people to the list. But for now, we got to focus on the battles that we're already in. Dan Rogers, we definitely don't need maximum points on right now. Nor do we need that set up with Eric Muhammad. Russ, Wells, Hicks, Smith, Martin. I was going to say we got to be running low on points now. That's a bit problematic. Little bit problematic. How can we divvy up the points? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Say hello to ye old calculator. Some of them's a 65 overall. Who? You'll never know. It'll be 270 points per person. Based on the math, the people we have left, and the amount of points. So yeah, we definitely won't be adding anybody else to the recruitment board this week. Donald Martin, 80 overall. He would be unbelievable for us. All right, let's see. And there we go. Beautiful. Math worked out great. That's it for recruitment this week. Florida Atlantic, as we continue our drive back up the leaderboard here, the rankings, which right now it is Wisconsin at 6-0 at the top of the board. You have Illinois. Illinois at 2. We'll take a look at the coaches poll, which has Penn State 2, Illinois 3rd. Syracuse 5-0 with the win over us, and they are now 4th in the nation. Got Bama, Georgia, but really right now it's just the top four, excuse me, and 5 of the top 10 because Arkansas State's also undefeated. We would need some help, given we have 2 losses on our record this season. We would need some help to be anywhere near. Dude, Monroe, holy shit. We'd need some help to be anywhere near national title contention by the end of the season. I think we've already blown our shot at it. We have the advantage on Florida Atlantic. Can we take advantage of it? Our only way, I'd say, anywhere near a national title game at this stage is to run the table. Run the table, win the conference title again. That's our only shot, unfortunately. So, we'll see. Feels like once you're able to upgrade the visit points or get some massive points to help, that's next, if I'm not mistaken, for what we're upgrading. We're closing in on another upgrade for Rock, so.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, another rainy night. Let's go. Let's fucking go. We love ourselves a wet weather game. Do I have tinnitus? No. At least not permanent tinnitus. Do my ears ring every once in a while? Sure. Maybe like once a week. But that's kind of what ears do. It's just when they do it all the time, that's when it's a problem. So I'm sorry to hear about your tinnitus. Owls can't fly in the rain. Is that real? Can owls fly in the rain? Oh my god, it's an autofill. Oh my god, you're right. Owls struggle to fly when the weather's extremely wet. They can fly in mild rainfall, but will struggle in heavy due to waterlogged feathers. Fuck them owls. We got this game in the bag. Through the first quarter. 7-0 Navy on the opening drive. 14-0 Navy. 21-0 through the first quarter. Hell of a start. Second quarter. After a scare against Army, I'd love a no-touching victory here. We still got a long way to go. Florida Atlantic's on the board. It is 21-7 at halftime. They shut us out in that quarter. 28-7. 35-7 is the score heading into the fourth. And oh my god, Wisconsin might lose to USC. Navy gets it done in the rain again as LSU loses to A&M. You know what that means.
No touching! No touching!
No touching. It's another victory for you boys. White Fat Rock gets an upgrade point. He's up to level 11, 45-14. As we dominate those waterlogged owls. Red Rocket, 2 touchdowns, 300 yards on the ground, 151 yards with 3 touchdowns and 9 broken tackles for Ocean Gate Submarine. Dude, he's like fucking prime Marshawn Lynch. This is insane. He just doesn't go down. His poor wife. Crash is playing with the receiving touchdown as well as Ocean Gate. You'll love to see it. 45-14. As Navy, 6 straight wins after 2 of the most heartbreaking losses to start a season that you will ever see. And we got a lot of help with at least a couple of ranked teams ahead of us losing this week as well. As White Fat Rock, indeed, it is time to start upgrading the visit points that we'll be getting, an extra 250. That unlocks the top row, or the second to top row, I should say. I mean, really, it is the top row because, I mean, is that a, I mean, I guess it's a row even if one thing's there, whatever. We are looking at the bonus recruitment points in the off season, 50 extra points being able to be assigned every week, and the pipeline reduction. So, coach is looking good. He is looking great, as are the midshipmen heading into their week 10 bye week. 6 wins in a row, 4-0 on the night. Damn. We needed it. We needed it. We needed it so badly. We entered this season with thoughts of maybe national title if we can play it smart. And then we didn't. Didn't run defense on a freaking 3 seconds left Hail Mary in the first game of the season. All right, let's see. Ooh, 600 points for Dan Rogers. A whole lot of battles. No other commits. Make it number 13. Patty Cakes called it in chat. Number 13. We started the season at 10. We are back to 13th. And we could go up by the start of next season. By the start of next week, I should say. Start of next season, I certainly hope so. All right, let's look at the points here. Quarterbacks, we are looking decent. You could make an argument of taking out Matt Brown. We don't need both of them. We got a big lead for Woodard. Still fighting for Williams. Got a lead now for John Smith. Small lead for Mueller. Almost a lead with every wideout. Tight end wise, we're going to keep fighting for the top guy. We got a big lead for Chris Brown. Williamson, we're still looking okay. It's not as big of a lead. Boston College starting to close up the ground there. For Martin. Well, there's nobody to take off of the list at the very least. I'd call that good. You could maybe argue what players have what points, but I think we're okay as things stand. We can head to next week. USF, we always have interesting games against the Bulls every single year. If I were to look at a team that I think could really ruin the 6-game winning streak, I would look at them as being a huge potential problem. So, we'll see. Are we back in the top 10 due to other losses, or are we still hanging around a dozen? We got locked out by linebacker Justin Handy. That's a little bit of bad news. Ranked in the top 25. Number 10. We're back to where we started. It took 6 straight wins to go from 10 to unranked and back to 10. And now we play also ranked USF. What a monumental game for both teams. It's got a good chance. Clearly both teams did. So, all right, again, we get locked out by Justin Handy, which, tremendous name, but that is what it is. Massive lead for Woodard. Is it worth continuing to dedicate points to Matt Brown because he's 3 points better? He is a scrambler with 83 speed. Woodard is not a scrambler at all. That's a little bit scary. Obviously, we don't roll with a pocket passer too much. We like options. Be nice to get the guy on roster. And Smith, we're looking okay. Mueller, it's still pretty close. Sanders, it's looking a bit shaky, and Boston College have not only made up a 1,000 point gap, they are now 600 points ahead for Derek Williamson. Fuck. Well, we know where points are going now. Not looking too good for Russ either. We'll get some extra points on him. Not looking too good for Jake Hicks either. That's a bit of a damaging week. We're going to have to start making some pretty big decisions here soon. Let's get Woodard scheduled for this week. See if we land him. Again, quarterback's not necessarily the biggest need, but it was one of the 4 stars left available. USF, C+ rated team, but they are ranked. This is ours to lose. This is our game to lose. Captain We're Sinking's been out with a partially torn MCL. Call him Seth Rollins. Let's rock. Let's rock, let's rock. And man, let's white fat rock. Boys need a win. Time to break out the Blue Angels. Let's rock. I think if you upgrade the visit points and you win and do all the goals, you can get it. I mean, yeah, it's definitely a big part of why teams have succeeded. Best rushing defense, worst passing defense, by the way.
Glad to have you with us in the studio. I'm Reese Davis, bringing you.
It's not raining.
NCAA football.
It's not raining.
Presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites.
It's not raining. First time at home this season, I'm pretty sure, with clear skies. Is it a bad omen?
Enjoy everything.
We will defer. Go Belichick style. Here we go. The battle of 6 and 2s. First quarter, 7-0 Navy. 7-3. 14-3 as Ohio State wins. 17-3. The end of the first. Not bad. Let's go to halftime. 24-3. Now 31-3 at halftime. Shout out to Hawks with the 100 bits. It would be a fun game to go to. 31-10. 31-17. They're not done yet. They're not done yet. We fumble the football. They fail, though, to score. They had to punt. 38-17. Intercepted. Eye drop with the pick. And that will do it. 7 wins in a row.
No touching! No touching!
And they didn't need our help to do it. 7 straight wins as we knock off number 24 USF. What the hell? Shut out in the third, but at least 14 points in every other quarter. A dominant victory by the end. 4 touchdowns, no picks, only sacked once. 429 yards for Red Rockets. Running wise, 100 yards for Swab Me Porthole. Is Ocean Gate hurt? He might have been for the game. It's not showing him as hurt right now, but that would be horrifying if he was. But a really good game for Swab Me as well. And then touchdowns for Kenway, 2 for Donnie Jepp, and 1 for Torpedoed Dingy. And of course, a big interception for Eyedrop as well. 45-24. Another win. Can't believe it. Boston College, who are ranked 20th, lost to NCSU, so that's less pressure. AJ, what's up? I mean, that should hold us easily in the top 10, obviously. It's just a matter of, do we move up further? We have to win out if we want any chance to do something special this season. We have to win out. Nick, I'm doing good. How are you going? How are you going? How are you going? That's the thing everywhere, especially in Central Maine. But it's Temple in week 12. 45-24 over USF. Fuck. LSU wins the battle for both Jake Mueller and Robert Williams. Damn it. As we move up 1 spot to number 9. So we get some bad news on the recruitment front. We're going to land Lance Woodard. I'm going to take Matt Brown out of there. He's not bad. Well, maybe I won't take Matt Brown out of there, but I can't put points on him. I need to utilize those points elsewhere now. Massive, massive lead for Woodard. We lost out on the 5-star running back, Robert Williams. That is what it is. We do have a good lead for 4-star John Smith, though. We also missed out on Jake Mueller after landing Whitaker earlier. We're going to be out for Blake McCoy at wideout. Tight ends not looking good for Sanders. God, we might have to search 2 stars at this point. You got Williamson, who we're still in the fight for. We're going to be out on Darrell Russ. Still fighting for Donald Martin and Tony Howell. We're out for Jake Hicks. We pretty much knew this week was coming when certain players would start falling off the board. So a reminder of the team needs. We need a wideout. We need a tight end. Technically, we have our guard because we have a center. We were looking at a fullback improvement as well. And then defensively, we need a linebacker. Let's see if we can find that linebacker. I mean, we have a fullback already. We might land one of those 2 wideouts. We're looking at landing a tight end to upgrade that position. We got 2 linebackers on the board. And we know that we're down to 3 stars in terms of best players available. So, how the hell are you? Hope you're doing well. Again, there's a lot of people we could look at here. I mean, quarterbacks, it's the last thing that we need, but I was intrigued to know if there was any quarterback who happened to be fast as hell. And the answer there appears to be no. There's still a lot of QBs who haven't commit, but we are, again, basically guaranteed to get that 4-star. Which is great. Excessively caffeinated. Oof. It'll be a fun night then, huh? Yeah, we don't need a running back. We're in the mix for Josh Smith. Or we're not. We're in the mix for a different Josh Smith. This Josh Smith ran a freaking 4.3. God damn. For the fullbacks. There's only 2 dudes left. And they're both 1-star. This guy's a junior transfer too. I am going to at least scout them. Wideouts is going to be a lot of guys in the mix that we could go for in case we don't land who we already have. Tight ends, there's literally like 1 dude left, and that's Marcus Herron, who we already know is only a 59. So, not great. Yeah, tight end, there's just nothing there at this point. On the O-line. And 30% is typically our cutoff. Right now, it's just a bunch of 1-star dudes and a couple of 2-stars. We'll take a look at the 2-stars. The 1-stars, that guy has us ruled out, which sucks because he's a 65. Fuck. AJ, like I said, the more you talk about that game, the more I gotta be tempted to play it. At guard. Look at some ratings here. They're not that good. Let's take a look at Tyler Clark and Antoine Mitchell. And at center, we got Roach and Patterson. Defensive end wasn't a particular need. Linebacker was above that. And it looks like we still have a shitload of options at linebacker, at least on the outside. The middle, not so much. But outside linebackers are looking pretty damn good. That guy's a 65. Dude's a 2-star, 3-star. All right, we'll take a look at middle linebackers here. Has Ocean Gate won anything yet? Not an individual award, but he's been insanely good. John Smith. So the 2 fullbacks that were left. Anderson's a 63. McCray is a 60. They're not the best, but we're going to fight for him because we need to improve at fullback and tight end if possible. Then at tight end, again, we had nobody else left to add. On the O-line, Wheatley is only a 59. Smith is a 61. Take Wheatley out of there. Let's send a scholarship to him. Tyler Clark, 64. Mitchell, 54. Yikes. Got a scholarship in there. And then Roach is a 60. Patterson is a 50. Jesus. I mean, that makes it pretty straightforward. The middle linebackers, we got a lot of them to look at. Bill James, still a 63. 70 for Joel Coe. Donovan Nunez, brother of Darwin. Anybody under a 60, I'm probably taking out. So Graham Bird, Chris Kirkpatrick, the Backstreet Boy. Matt Cronin can go. Maurice Bailey, and then what about Taylor Hines? Only a 60. You know what? We're still going to offer those guys there. Okay, that leaves us a few spots left. 10 to be precise. We can start looking for a steal at outside linebacker. Let's spend. Shout out to Bath, Maine. Oh, Kirkpatrick was in sync. Yeah, fair enough. Well, hey. Take away my in sync and Backstreet Boys fandom card. You got me. I'm a fraud. All right, Alvin Potts, not very good. Kyle Harris looks okay. Steven Means. Decent name. Ben Wise, Calvin Porter. Jerry Garcia. Nate McQueen is out. I'm learning more about boy bands than I thought I would from an NCAA stream. Hey, you never know. All right, so what we are going to do for the moment is have a above 65 overall cutoff. Just because we are running out of space. Let's see what else we can find here. And actually, in fairness, let's focus on who we have from here. So quarterback, I mean, Woodard and Brown, 5 points each. Smith, 5 points. Anderson and McCray, we have the scholarships out. Porter, put 100 points on. Keith Wells, we'll do like 300. Sanders, we got to be all in. Powell, we got to be all in. Brown's looking okay. Got to be all in on Judge Joe Brown. Got to be all in on Williamson. Smith, we sent the scholarship to. Same with Clark. And Roach. Martin. I just can't afford to lose that guy. We got to be all in for him. Let's get these linebacker scholarships out there so that we can gauge interest. Tony Howell will go all in for. And that leaves the athletes. Massive lead for Rogers and for Muhammad. We got 2 who are ready to visit, including Donald Martin this week. Chris Brown as well. So let's see what we got here. We'll sort by OVR. And Rogers, Brown, Lance Woodard will get the extra points. Okay. We're looking all right scholarship-wise and recruitment-wise. I think we'll be okay. Number 9 in the nation, taking on 4 and 5 Temple. Hello, Crash Andrews. We are the highest-rated team with more than 1 loss. 9-0 Fresno State are behind us. So right now, we are in that pole position if other teams slip up. We are directly behind Syracuse, who beat us earlier this season. And technically on the coaches poll, Fresno State's ahead of us, but voting committee views us as having a stronger schedule, I am sure. Conference standings as well. Perfect 5-0. 3-0 in the division. So we're fighting. We're battling. Temple, a C+ team. It is ours to lose. It is 100% Ours to lose. Man. Cody, take it easy, by the way. How are we still top 10 with 2 losses? Everyone else has a skill issue, but we're the best. That's how. Averaging the most yardage per game in the league in the nation. White Fat Rock is leading the way, baby. Another clear sky day at home that might cause issues. We shall see.
Enjoy everything.
Okay. Here we go. Tiggs, what's going on? Good to see you. They call tails. We will defer. No rain to waterlog the Owls. We did not end up unredshirting JPJ. It is still Red Rocket at quarterback, and now we've won 7 games in a row. 3-0 Navy. 6-0 Navy. Our lowest scoring first quarter in a very long time, but we do still have the lead. Let's go to the half. 9-0. 16-0. 23-0. 23-3 at the half. We still got a ways to go through the third. 23-10. 30-10. 30-17. Temple's not going away. We are threatening to score here to open up the fourth, and we do. It's a 20-point lead with 9 minutes to go. So we get the ball. We punt it right back. Temple, turn it over on 4th down. We miss a 42-yard field goal. It doesn't matter. Make it 8 wins in a row. I hit the button. It didn't go.
No touching. No touching.
No touching. 44-17. 8 wins in a row for the midshipmen. It was a slow start, but we found our groove. As Reddy hit a hell of a lot of field goals in that one, but did miss at least the one. Rocket, only 1 touchdown on 200 yards. On the ground, 160. Oh, boy. Ocean Gate didn't play. Ocean Gate did not play. The running game was still very solid, but Ocean Gate didn't play. We speculated whether or not he was hurt at the end of last game, and it didn't look like it. Ocean Gate imploded. Well, we'll see. Dude, Texas sucks. They lost to freaking A&M. Arkansas State's number 11. Jesus. All right. Well, are we going to get bad news here? Only out for 2 weeks with a strained pec. But we are going to be without Ocean Gate for the next little bit. The season, thankfully, isn't over due to injury. That was my big fear. He's going to be okay.